What's up, Raider Nation? So I'm back here with another video. Before we get this video started, I want to thank my sponsors at Yoke Gaming for sponsoring today's video. Yoke Gaming is a gaming service where you can play tons of video games with tons of NFL stars, including Max Crosby, Keyshawn Nixon, and David Sharp. Have you always wanted to game with your favorite NFL stars and chat with them in person through FaceTime, but you never got the chance because they would never respond to your Instagram DMs? Well, fear no more, because now you can do that if you download the Yoke app in the App Store. Link will be in the bio of this video. Go download that and start gaming now, guys. Once again, I would like to thank my sponsors at Yoke for sponsoring today's video. Yoke Gaming. What's up, Raider Nation? So we're back. We're back after a whole week of not talking, guys. We are officially in the studio. Like I said, this is something I've wanted forever. This is something I never thought would come to fruition, but it's finally here. And let's start the new era, right, guys? I'm very happy to start a new era, and I can't wait to see what this new era brings us. Better videos, better content. As you guys can see, I finally installed the green screen. I got a Raider Pinata up there. Usually, in any other cases, I will be showing the camera to reflect my Raider mural, but this room's still a work in progress, so it's not fully done yet, so I'm not going to show that quite yet. The mural is done, however, it's just a mess. So, we got a new table, got a new recording setup. I got myself a studio mic, which is why you guys had me see me wearing headphones. Fun times, Beats by Dr. Dre. But, I cannot be happier. And, welcome to the first video on the new studio! Woo! But yeah, let's go ahead and get started here. So today, a few days ago on the Instagram, by the way, if you guys don't follow the Instagram, shameless plug. If you guys don't follow the Instagram quite yet, what the heck are you doing with your life? Go ahead and go follow that. Sorry guys, a notification came through. But go follow that. M_Raider9 on Instagram. Sorry. I rebranded the page, as you guys can see. There's a new logo. There's also going to be the new logo on the YouTube shortly. But I'm getting everything reset and stuff, so I'm kind of handful with all that. But go ahead and go follow that for exclusive Raider content you won't see here on the channel. I'm more active on there more than anything, so go ahead and go follow that. You guys will enjoy it there. But a few days ago, I asked you guys to ask me questions. Raider Q&A. I asked you guys to ask me questions, from personal questions to Raider questions to anything you guys wanted to ask to know about me or know my opinion about. Unfortunately, I didn't have any personal questions, which is totally fine. So this is a Raider Q&A now, but that's totally fine. It gives you videos to watch during the off season, right? So let's go ahead and get started with that, guys. I got like 20 questions to answer today, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, so first question is, All Bay State Sports asks, favorite sports moment? And that's a really tough question. I have a ton of favorite sports moments. I loved back in 2017 the 0-second game, the Thursday night game, Raiders and Chiefs, where the Raiders had to go out and win the game 3 times. They ended up throwing a 2-yard slant to Michael Crabtree, but like the way that people felt about the game, just the feeling about it, the stakes were high. It just felt like it all meshed with the Raiders Coliseum crowd. It felt good. The anima was very, very different. Something you don't really see in a Raider game. I also like hearing the history about the Holy Roller from back in like 1970. Man, that was a good. John Madden couldn't believe it. I think that's the best reaction. His reaction to it. Another one that I really like is the back in 2012 when the Miami Heat were in the finals. They won the finals when LeBron shot it to Chris Bosh, and then Dwayne Wade finished it off, and just the feels of that too. That was a good one too. But I have to pick 2017 Raiders Chiefs 0 seconds for my favorite sports moment at this point. Alright, so the next question here is from H. Shepard Jr. And he asks, are you fed up with these clown football accounts that are trashing the Raiders? And this is actually pretty hilarious, because I like to go ahead and just poke fun at accounts that don't know what they're talking about when it comes to the Raiders rankings, players, whatever. But it really depends what they say that gets me fed up. If it's talking about Derek Carr being replaced, you guys know I'm the biggest Derek Carr stan there is. So that angers me. Sometimes rankings with the linebackers and certain players, that angers me. When people say that a certain player isn't good, that could anger me. It just really depends how they say it. Because some of these accounts aren't educated at all. But it really depends. So I wouldn't say I get mad all the time. But most of the times, sure, I poke a little fun. All right, so our next question here comes from underscore Raiderette underscore 408. And she asked, would you be able to, or would you want to go see the Raiders play out there in the new stadium? I would love to. Oh, man. I mean, come on, what kind of question is that? I'm the biggest Raider fan there is, you know? But I live a little far from the stadium, and if I were to go, it would have to be during the holiday time. We'd have to make a whole vacation out of it, personally. Um, but yeah, I would love to. It won't be this year, unfortunately, because if you guys don't know, the Raiders' PSLs and everything are actually sold out. So they sold out on tickets. Season tickets are gone, and everything else is gone. So no, I can't go this year. Sorry. It sucks, but I would love to go. All right, so my guy Raiders fan feels. By the way, you guys need to go follow him on Instagram. He's a really underrated fan page. But anyways, biggest struggle about running your account. So I can attest to two of these on this. So Instagram wise, people stealing my content without giving me credit. Oh, I despise that. We work too hard for that. Everybody in the Instagram community knows that. And on YouTube, probably my editing system because sometimes the videos don't want to process. Sometimes the video gets messed up. It just upsets me. I go through a phase. It sucks. You know, you work hard and that happens. Oh wow. So the next question is from Raiders fan Fields again. What made you start M Raider? And off of my 3 years on YouTube, nobody has asked me this question, so you're the first one. Um, so I got my inspiration from he used to be called the Raider Central, and I liked what he was doing. I liked talking about the Raiders, and I loved how he was doing it on YouTube. Because at the time, 2015, not very many people were talking about the Raiders on YouTube, and I love that. So I decided to start my own journey. Never did I ever think it would come this far, and I am forever grateful. So I started it because I had an inspiration and because it looked fun. And look what it's turned into, guys, and I can't thank you guys enough. This is why I keep putting out great videos for you guys. It seriously changed my life, and I can't be more thankful. I really can't. So that's why I started M Raider. Inspiration and because I wanted to. And look where we're at now. It wasn't supposed to be called M Raider at first, by the way, guys. OGs know that. Now the next question comes from Ruiz Ely, and he asked, "Who will have the most surprising season in a good way, and who will have the most surprising season in a bad way?" And that's a really complex, interesting question because there's multiple ways you can break it down when it comes to the Raiders. So I'm going to try to do it the best I can. So I've heard a lot of people say that Mo Hurst will have the most surprising season, and I agree. He's due for it. He, fourth round, but he hasn't found his footing. I know he can be a stud. He needs to find his footing. So I think he'll have a great season in the best way, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. He needs to solidify himself as our defensive tackle priority one. You know what I mean? And then worst way is, and I've said this before, and I'll say this again, Max Crosby. And the reason why I think Max Crosby is because, like I've said, there's gonna be tons of teams who don't know how to game plan for him. And so essentially, what's gonna happen is he's gonna be double teamed, triple teamed. Nobody was paying attention to Cleveland Farrell last year, But everybody was paying, and nobody was paying attention to Max Crosby either. But nobody expected Max Crosby to be this good. So I think Max Crosby will dip in production because defenses will know how to game plan for him, and because just he's going to be triple teamed, double teamed, and everything. So I think he'll lose a few sacks. I think he'll finish off with 8, but he'll still have a good season. But that's how I'm going to answer your question. All right, so our next question is a really diverse question, and that is from Emik Robinson Center, and he asks, who is the most underrated player in history? And I took some time to look at the options before I answered this, and I came out with, this is going to surprise you guys, Napoleon Kaufman, who is a running back coherent to Tyrone Wheatley. And the reason why I say that is, you see, the running back chain for the Raiders goes in a form. It went Marcus Allen, Tyrone Wheatley, and Napoleon Kaufman, Darren McFadden, don't forget about Bo Jackson somewhere there, and then Josh Jacobs. But Napoleon Kaufman did so much for our Raiders offense, and he didn't get enough respect in my opinion. He was good. Him and Tyrone Wheatley were a combo, a deadly combo, even though Tyrone Wheatley overshined Kaufman late in his career. But the guy still doesn't get enough respect. So I'm going to go with Napoleon Kaufman because he was just too good with us. Like I said, he doesn't get enough respect. And the stats really show it. I also considered guys like, Jacoby Ford, a nice return man for us back in the days, back in the 2000s. You could consider Jason Campbell. Jason Campbell was good when he came from the Redskins. But I'm gonna go Napoleon Kaufman for my final answer. But there's obviously a ton of options you could have when asking that simple question, because there's so many ways you could go with it. You could go Tyrone Wheatley himself. You could go tons of ways. Especially now, Arden Key. There's a lot of underrated Raiders that are out there, but the answer is really hard to find to a solid point. But my final answer, Napoleon Kaufman, who played running back with Tyrone Wheatley back in those days. I don't think he got enough respect. He should have been more respected. Alright guys, so next question is from my guy, _Raiders Nation. We have some news coming for you guys at the end of the episode, at the end of the video rather. His question was, most exciting game last year and this year. Last year, I think Week 10, Chargers, Thursday Night Football, Josh Jacobs falls into the end zone. By the way, I love you guys who make conspiracy theories saying that Josh Jacobs meant to fall on purpose or not. That's hilarious. And then this year, there's a ton. The Raiders' schedule this year is full with fiery opponents. Tampa, New Orleans, first game in Vegas, the Jets, the revenge game. But I'm going to go with New Orleans because that's opening game. Tons of fans are going to be there, if there's fans allowed. And then Tampa. But I'm also very intrigued for the New York Jets game. I want us to get our revenge. They shellacked us last year, and we're not going to allow that again. So I think the Saints game, Week 2, opening night in Vegas, in Allegiant. If there's fans, I think there will be. The governor of Nevada, Steve Sisolak, has said already that he wants fans in the stadium. So, it'd be a shame if there's no fans because that'd be sad for them to open it with. But Week 2, Monday night opener for this year, and then last year, Chargers Week 10 Thursday Night Football are my answers. And there you guys have it. That's the end of the video, guys. That's all the questions we got. So thank you to everybody who went ahead and put questions in. I got about 20. It was a good 15-minute little talk for you guys. In terms of the big news I have with my guy Raiders Nation, we are starting a podcast. You guys already know I had started a podcast, but we're starting a bigger and better podcast called Shield Talk. Go find us on Anchor and YouTube. We're trying to get on Spotify and Apple. Well, I'll release more info as we get closer to the starting date. But yeah, just be expecting a new podcast. It's gonna be good. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. And as always, go Raiders. Let me know how you guys like the new audio we have going for the videos now with this microphone. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, go Raiders. See you guys next video.